Oh look, who the final boss was, to the shock and surprise of everyone.
Ganondorf?
Has Shredder even been mentioned so far in the game?
Yeah,
He was in one cutscene here.
In the beginning of the game.
Okay. I mean, I know it's obligatory to have him be the final boss, but it's just like...
Yeah, I don't mind Shredder being the final villain. It's just,
It just kind of seems out of place considering that Krang has been the big bad guy this whole time, and now Shredder's just randomly here, I guess. I don't know.
Turtles in Time did something similar, too. You fought Krang before you fought Shredder.
Yeah, but you also knew Shredder was the final boss for the majority of the game.
Yeah, because it was all Shredder's plan to take over the world and whatever.
Father's right. We've got to do something.
Yeah. But what if we don't make it in time?
So we need to get to the top of the TCRI building. It would sure be convenient if we had something that could just fly us up there, like, I don't know, maybe a blimp.
You don't even need that. They can climb up walls like Spider-Man already in this game.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, but what if we had a blimp?
We need to get to the top of the building.
Why can't we just take the elevator? They already showed there were elevators.
We are going to be taking the elevators.
Wait, we're doing that whole thing? We're doing all that shit again?
Not a boss rush, but elevator sections,
We
yes.
need to get up to the roof. Let's take out our weapons so that we can show this building who's boss. Maybe it'll bow down before us.
Instead of climbing up to the top, let's knock the building down.
Yeah. What if we somehow get the top?
TCRI, by the way, is the company in the comic that
I thought it was TGRI.
no, TCRI.
TGIF.
No. Like I mean, that's the obvious joke.
The company in the comic that was built by the aliens. That the
I think Turtles. I think Secret of the Ooze accidentally called it TGRI.
might have.
Because I know for a fact I heard TGRI.
I know it was TCRI in the comic.
It's also that in the new cartoon as well.
Yeah. It was the company that the ooze came from. It's the company that the aliens were in.
Yeah, it was TGRI in Secret of the Ooze. Everywhere else it's TCRI.
Another reason why Secret of the Ooze sucks.
Name of the company, right?
But man, you know, it's really underwhelming when the last stage of the game is just a reskin of another stage.
Elevator
that we've already
section.
played.
Elevator section.
Ugh, man.
Elevator section in an area we already spent a longer than necessary time in because it's also the boss rush area.
Man,
Only
imagine
we
if
had a blimp to get to
Sonic
the
the
top faster.
Hedgehog had been Green Hill Zone, Marble Zone, Spring Yard Zone, Green Hill Zone, Marbler Zone, and Spring Yarder Zone.
No, you're playing one active Scrap Brain, and the final boss is just in Spring Yard for some reason.
We already had it. It's called Sonic Corruption.
Oh yeah, that's true because you can play the stages out of order in that game. Although why you would want to is another question entirely.
Who do you use?
No.
Inhuman, John.
Metahuman, enhanced.
Okay, why can't we just call them superheroes anymore? Okay, why do we have to come up with stupid, fake-sounding words?
Because Marvel had Mutants copyrighted, I think. Well,
I don't
in
think
the
you can...
in the superhero context, I mean, like you can copyright things within specific contexts.
I believe
so
Marvel and
Metahuman was like DC's answer to that, but then the movie rights thing happened, so
They want to use mutants in the
Marvel
cinematic universe, but they can't use the word mutant, so they came up with Inhumans.
Yeah. So yeah, it was just like mutants without having mutants.
Like, I believe that in terms of like that kind of things, I think Marvel and DC own a shared copyright on the word superhero, which is why stuff like The Incredibles can't say superheroes; they just call them the Supers instead. Like that doesn't sound dumb.
Supers.
Yeah, they go that like the Supers have returned in whatever when Syndrome like comes back to save the day
But
from
the other thing
the
though
robot.
is that I think metahuman might actually not be a copyrighted term, because I've seen it in like indie fiction and stuff being rather freely used.
Well, it's just supposed to indicate somebody who's like human but special, I guess. I don't know. It's very
Or a human with a meta sense of humor.
yeah, it's very meta, you would say. Yeah. I see him being funny. Yeah, joke.
No, you're not.
I don't get it.
I don't either.
You just because your tastes are below.
Oh no, okay, I'm not saying that. That's John saying that.
Because you need to refine your tastes in humor.
I'm just glad we're fighting actual ninjas again in some of this parts.
You say that while we're fighting Stone Warriors.
Yeah, but they were ninjas.
Stop fucking lying to me.
We've been fighting Stone Warriors the entire goddamn game. Like, I think we had foot soldiers for like maybe the first 2 missions, and since then it's been all these stone dudes, which I don't even remember from anything Turtles, for the record.
Stone Warriors are from Dimension X.
Oh, okay.
The 80s cartoon they're primarily in.
Okay.
I just want to fight a Triceraton. Is that too much to ask?
Yes,
Apparently
it is.
so.
I
Now
don't
you
even
know what it
remember
feels
if
like
that-
to be an adventure fan. None of your nostalgia gets it.
I don't even
acknowledged.
remember if that's what they're actually called. All I know is that they're space Triceratops people.
Yeah, Lewis, how does it feel when all of your nostalgia gets ignored for everybody else's nostalgia, huh? It feels sucky, doesn't it? Yeah, now you know how it feels. There you go.
What are you talking about? Adventure
Okay.
2 had city levels. Unleash had city levels.
What? Yeah. Well,
See? Ninjas.
Holy shit! Easy enemies. Why does he keep on saying that? That's a Hawkeye quote.
what?
So he keeps on saying "I never miss" when that's a Hawkeye quote.
And a bullseye for it, if I recall correctly. So that could be just the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie I'm thinking of.
And headshot.
I don't know the character Bullseye enough to say whether or not the Ben Affleck movie was true to his character, but based on how they treated both Matt Murdock and the Kingpin, I'm going to guess not.
Well, they're definitely gonna do Bullseye for the Netflix series eventually, because he's probably
so.
he's probably the most, well, he's pretty much the only kind of like super villain that's notable from Daredevil. Like, I know that the Kingpin is memorable, but I'm talking about somebody who fights similarly to Daredevil. It's basically Bullseye and Elektra are the only ones he's got that are unique to him.
I hope season
Well,
3 is-
there's also Stilt Man.
But season two was kind of weird because it kind of was all over the place.
That's
at
what I
points.
didn't like about it. And
It-
quite frankly, I could have done without the fucking romantic stuff with Elektra.
It was the hand stuff more than the romantic stuff
Well,
with Elektra that
the
bothered
romantic
me.
stuff with Elektra was always a weird element of Daredevil.
But it's like everybody knows where this is going. Why are we spending so much time on it?
It's tragic. That's why they're
Honestly,
going.
the best part of season 2 for me was when they brought back Fisk for a little bit.
No, that's a great part. I also like the first four or so episodes with the Punisher. That's fantastic. That's
I thought
fantastic.
I love that stuff too.
I thought it ended just at the right point too. Like, I thought that they could have just stopped the Punisher there completely, and it would have been fantastic.
The opening Punisher arc in season 2 was the most cohesive part of the entire season because it was one plot.
Yeah, as soon as they try to get to the whole trial of the Punisher stuff, it gets very disjointed and hard to follow
Well,
for me.
yeah, because Matt Murdock goes off and does this stuff with Elektra while the side characters handle the Punisher. And to some extent, I kind of liked that the Punisher plot transferred over to Karen Page and just sort of became her story.
Yeah, because Karen Page, I still think, is a very strong aspect of the Netflix show. It's
Yeah.
I like her way more than I thought I would. So,
But like, at the same time, like, it kind of felt. The weirdest part was that they tried to handle both story aspects in every episode, rather than having, like, say, an episode that focused on Matt and Elektra, and then an episode that focused on Karen Page. And I understand why they did it, because it's a Daredevil show, and people would complain if there was an episode that didn't focus at least partly on Matt Murdock. But
and honestly, I think nothing. Like, I feel like Charlie Cox is his actor, right? He does a great job as Matt Murdock, but I don't feel like they give him an awful lot to work with a lot of the time. I guess I don't know. I felt like, especially in season 2, the story arcs revolving around Daredevil himself were the weakest part, personally. Foggy was great. Karen was great. Punisher was great for like the first half of the season. I don't know, like,
I thought everything except the actual reveal of him becoming the Punisher was great.
Like, what do you mean? Like at the end where he actually puts the skull on his shirt?
Yeah, it's just sort of it seems like the reveal was phoned in.
Well, I mean,
Like,
I
like-
would
It's
have
almost like we all knew it was coming.
well,
I would
yeah,
have
but
just liked him to have the
just-
skull on his shirt the whole time, because it
Just
just
like-
kind of felt like a pointless thing to make a big deal about really. Like, he didn't
actually,
change
you
at
know,
all.
I am kind of on the other side of that. I thought it like it felt like something that should have had some sort of dramatic build-up, but it just sort of happens. He shows up at the end, looks at Daredevil from across a rooftop, and disappears.
He disappears into his own eventual Netflix series is what's gonna happen. And
Yeah, but
like, I don't know. It felt like the second half of the season didn't know what to do with Punisher, because he's inherently a very static character. He's not there to grow himself. He's there to question he's there to to raise questions in the ethics of the other heroes. That's where the Punisher's the most interesting to me, and they do a great job with that in Daredevil at the beginning of the season. But it's, I don't know, like there's not much to do with him otherwise. So,
yeah, it just sort of the way it ended felt like the Punisher fizzled out.
oh, it definitely did, it for sure.
But
You're
like,
right though. That episode with Fisk was one of the best ones in the series. I think, where he's just like, "Fuck you, I'm gonna take over the prison because I can."
Give me my fucking enchilada.
I'm Kingpin Zorp Fields, bitch.
I'll tell you what, though, I can't not see Wilson Fisk whenever I watch Jurassic World now.
Oh yeah, because he plays the same character, essentially. Only less
I
competent.
think Jurassic World. I say Full Metal Jacket.
I've never seen Full Metal Jacket, so I can't really compare.
It's a different outlook on things. What do you?
No, it's the same actor playing a different character with the same voice, and it's like a giddier, less, I want to say, distracted version of the character, but
Vincent-
it
Is it
fe-
still
oth-
Batman?
Vincent
it's still-
D'Onofrio in Jurassic World is the Kingpin if he wasn't as smart, essentially.
if he wasn't as smart and wasn't as like Wilson Fisk has this weirdly slightly autistic way of acting.
Yeah, I think he's intended to be somewhere on the autistic spectrum.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like the same character without that element.
Hi, Senor Cheese Grater.
Who told you my real name?
You know who we need? Magneto. He could pretty much beat Shredder instantly. Has there been an X-Men Turtles crossover? Because if not, that actually would probably be pretty cool.
And will star Cyborg.
Jesus Christ, Shredder, you got buff.
And in mere moments, the energy it is
So what does Shredder gain from opening up this portal?
Yeah.
Send a signal to the world that
You do realize that you'll probably die with the rest of the city too, right? Right, Shredder.
Senor Cheese Grater, calm down.
Shredder, you're a ninja, you're supposed to be subtle. Destroying the city, not subtle.
It feels like they just wanted to have a final boss, and it had to be Shredder. So
Because it had to be Shredder.
I mean,
It's amazing they're able to stay on that platform with how much it's freely rotating.
Oh yeah, no, they should be. The city's literally on top of them now. They should be dead. You could make Shredder dance.
Yeah, the dancing distraction.
It works.
Yeah.
Okay, well, all of the dignity they intended to have the character, with the character, just flew away. Now, honestly, this boss does not look all that difficult.
No.
Actually, it looks relatively underwhelming.
Shredder is
It's-
just
it's-
a
it's- it's a-
particular. Shredder is just a particularly skillful ninja. That's why
Yeah.
he dies in the first issue.
Like, but if they wanted him to be cool, like they're kind of doing it here, where he can run, he can like kind of dash away pretty fast, but like I would have had him like be moving around constantly. I think.
What Shredder really should be in this kind of game is the Virgil. He should be, you know, somewhat similar to you in gameplay style, but, you know, difficult enough and fast enough and tough enough that he's a legitimate test of your own skill when you fight him.
It's just hard to have something that cohesive in a game this chaotic, I think.
Well, with the 4 characters, yeah.
Yeah, because one thing about Devil May Cry and Bayonetta that I've noticed is that it looks very flashy, but the stuff you're doing is very deliberate as well. And the stuff that the enemies are doing is very deliberate. You don't have that here, where it's much more...
The thing about Devil May Cry, like, people talk up how difficult the game is, but that really only comes down to what you do and when, and how fast your reactions are. The actual gameplay, the control, is very simple.
So whether or not you're good at the game or not.
Well, it's...
That's
I think he's... are you trying to go with it easy to learn, hard to master kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, all the moves in Devil May Cry are very easy to learn and remember, because the control system it goes with is very simple. Except for that one backward to forward analog stick motion that Nero uses for some of his moves that I've never been able to get right ever. Fuck that move.
Like I think a lot of games should have that kind of thing, where it's not really about, like, it's more about, in a game like this especially, it should be about being able to time enemy patterns and like be able to, okay, he's moving this way, that means his attack is coming in this direction and I should dodge that way to attack, but thinking that in like a split second, you know?
The thing about Virgil when you fought him was that he had a pretty similar, you know, way of fighting to you. A different weapon, but, you know, a similar way of fighting and approaching things. So it felt like you were fighting a true rival.
Which I suppose is the kind of final boss they're trying to go for with Shredder, because they already did the big hulking monster one with the fight from last part, which sucked, but, you know.
Although, this boss sort of feels like a fusion of the actually good Devil May Cry 3 Virgil and the really phoned-in DMC reboot Virgil, which wasn't a very fun boss fight at all.
Oh, you mean the one that they made just... Oh, the one that was the final boss for no good reason. Okay.
Yeah. But, you know, I could have put up with that if he was actually a fun boss to fight, but he was so mechanical, DMC's version of Virgil. He was a very mechanical... He had a pattern of attack, you hit him at a specific point in that pattern, and then he switched to another pattern, and you had to find the specific way you were supposed to hit him during that pattern. It was more like a platformer boss in a way.
Yeah, I was about to say Super Mario Galaxy boss.
And then your cheese grater is down.
Yep.
Man, none of those... Parker, all these shots are trash. Trash!
I need photos. Photos of Superman. Wait.
Yeah, look, same stock mission complete when it finishes off Shredder.
Oh, God. Oh, wait.
Don't give me that Donkey Kong Country tease.
April, you walked away from the intercom, didn't you? You've just been playing a recording of yourself at us this whole time, haven't you?
Hey, I mean, the pizza's gonna get cold if you just leave it there.
I do like their victory dances, though.
I still got an A.
Man.
Oh, good. Weapons you're never going to use, and charms you're never going to use, because I doubt you'll turn this game back on again.
Nope.
Like, I think we've been hard on the game. It looks like it's fine, I guess.
It's fine. It's just, it's kind of like, again, the Transformers and the Korra game. It's kind of a, if you're not going to do anything interesting with it, what was the point?
In the end, the best it's really good for is, you know, when you're between really good games and you just want something to kill a few days with. Play this for 2 hours a day.
Yeah, and I mean, like, maybe a rental, I guess, if you can, like... I don't even know where you can rent games, really, anymore.
I think this might be digital only, so...
No, I saw hard copies.
Oh, you did?
Oh, Wait, what?
Yeah.
Guys,
I saw him at
what
TMG.
Shredder said about the
Huh.
controls being disabled. We probably needed that still working, huh?
Oh, look. Funny humor.
Yep,
Hardy har har.
Fuck Windows 10.
my bad.
Windows 10 is a sigh through your keyboard?
No, as a Raph hates Windows 10 through a sigh at the keyboard as a response for that.
Hurry, Doc.
Jokes
I
on
like
him,
how they
this computer
I like how they
Linux.
could shift the tone naturally, so they faded out and faded back into the same scene. Only now it's dramatic.
Dudes, what's the only thing better than finding parachutes? Let me guess. Pizza? Nope. Jetpacks?
Okay.
That's what they call it, Deus Ex Machina.
Dude, I know.
It kind of makes. I mean, Shredder had to have something on there to get off himself. I mean,
Yeah, it was the computer.
No way, Don. If you stay,
Donnie.
we stay.
Also, if
computer
Shredder
down.
wanted to get off, he should probably have put the jetpack on
Now I wish
before
I'd beat
fighting
my
them.
pizza
Gotta
instead.
stop surfing on that porn, Donnie.
it's okay. Just I only need 5 more minutes.
We're here for you, Donnie.
Oh, stop trying to act like there's going to be a heroic sacrifice. We know they're all going to survive.
What we're honor bound. Oh, now you're gonna start talking like actual ninjas.
Whoa!
You don't introduce jetpacks without them using them. They're fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
There, he said the line. You happy?
That's one thing I actually did like about the 4Kids cartoon is that like he goes cowabunga in the first episode and Raph's like, no, don't say that.
That's kind of for kids being hypocritical though, because they love stupid catchphrases.
I know, but it's just like
Now, we're coming
they
home.
got it out of the way, but also lampshaded it at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah, which I would be able to take a whole lot more seriously if it wasn't for kids.
Foreshadowing for the sequel that will never come out.
Nah. Come on, let's go.
They did literally the same exact foreshadowing in the TMNT movie,
Heck yeah.
the CG one.
Finally, I could eat 100 by myself right now. Hey, do you think Bebop's giant money bag is still lying around?
It's not quite as powerful as seeing Shredder's armor sticking out of a dumpster after he's fallen off a building, though.
Totally rule.
Really, guys?
Oh, I was wondering if it just...
Oh no, the video's supposed to do that. Okay, I thought that the game
Yeah.
froze mid-animation.
That's, yeah, that was kind of an awkward, dramatic freeze there.
Senor Cheese Grater will be back. Maybe.
Oh, there'll be more Turtle games. Whether or not they're as repetitive as boring as this one, we'll have to wait and see.
Well,
That
you know,
market looks very familiar.
if they could just take this base gameplay and improve everything that's built on top of it, then, well, you know, it could be something.
Again, I think the combat is just fine. It's just everything else you do around it is dull and repetitive.
Oh, by the way, by the way, Platinum Games, of course, you have to have a credits beat 'em up section.
Well, at least you're not trying to protect Kyrie from scarecrows. That was kind of annoying.
Yep.
It was annoying in the sense that it was really easy to do if you cheesed it, but it wasn't particularly fun when you cheesed it either. Because the correct answer to saving Kyrie from the scarecrows at the end of Devil May Cry 4 is to spam streak over and over and over and over again.
How long does the section go?
There's a timer up top.
Oh no, I meant in that game.
There's a
Couple
timer in that
minutes.
one too, actually, so yeah. You just have to last a certain amount of time. Streak is a forward dashing slash move that has a wide sweeping arc. So
And a very long range.
yeah, and well, if you've upgraded it, but the important part is the sweeping arc because it knocks away all the enemies that are clumped together in front of you in the direction that you streak. So you basically just streak left, streak right, streak middle, streak left, streak. Just make sure to hit every direction that enemies are coming for regularly, and they won't get anywhere near Kyrie.
So if you get 200 foot soldiers killed, then you can play as Toad in the game.
I just want to know why the Shinobi from Sega Shinobi is here.
Well,
Right?
doesn't,
It's kind of the exact same color scheme.
Yeah.
isn't Shinobi just like a word for ninja?
It's ninja. Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
can't remember it. I can't remember the character's actual name.
I think most
Yeah.
people just kind of called him Shinobi, in the same way
Yeah.
a lot of people call Link Zelda.
Well, no, I know he has a name. I just can't remember it.
Metroid is a girl?
Actually, I'm kind of wondering who played Chrono Trigger and wonder if Chrono's last name was Trigger.
Well, Chrono was also spelled without the H as well.
Yeah, I know, but it still sounds like Chrono, as in Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
Is that Mr. Trigger?
Oh, I was trying to come up with a trigger joke that wasn't like the
Yeah, I was
traditional-
gonna say he spends all of his time shitposting on the internet.
Yeah, but I was trying to come up with something a little bit more original than that, and I couldn't.
A trigger joke that doesn't have to do with hashtag triggered, but no, that's the
No.
first thing that pops to mind, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Eh.
Here at
better than
BrainScratch Comms, we attempt to make original jokes and fail, so we just make the easy ones instead.
Damn right. Damn right.
CRT TV.
Oh, it's even got like the dials on it, like not even a remote.
Yeah.
And the pointless glow.
Okay, this music is definitely supposed to be Take On Me.
Yeah, I just heard it too. Fucking high quality rips.
Take me
home,
home,
on me.
be gone in a day or two. Oh God. Have you ever?
Turtle power.
If you if you ever go out to like a karaoke bar or anything, somebody always attempts to do that song and nobody can hit the high note because it's like 4 octaves.
Impossible.
It's like 4 octaves above where the rest of the song is. Like
yeah,
the-
that's the kind of note that you have to really practice at to get to.
But the thing is that the rest of the song is actually very manageable, even for like somebody who doesn't sing very much. It's
But
all
like
in,
for one particular instance, he puts the vice in the nuts.
yeah. So you know,
And the only reason why no one
There's
can
a-
replicate it is because nobody wants to put a fucking vice in their nuts, alright?
This is only here to piss off the people at
Nah.
karaoke bars.
It's difficult to explain, but some vocal inflections actually require muscles in your mouth that are less used than others. So you actually would have to exercise those muscles to get to them. For example, if you want to do that gargle-like sound that some French words use, a good way to exercise those particular muscles is to actually gargle water. That's something I learned in French class when we were learning to make that sound. Like, go home and gargle water every night, and eventually you'll be able to make that sound more naturally. I don't necessarily know what you would do to make it easier on yourself to go to a high note, though.
just practice, like try.
Just practice making high notes, I suppose, but...
I hear inflating and inhaling a balloon is actually good practice for the lungs.
Did they
Wait,
get
what?
the same? No, it looks like they didn't get the same actors from the TV show.
No, but No the North was 3 rolls for some
What the-
reason.
Okay, the dancing turtles on the credits is actually kind of creepy. Don't do that again, please.
It was also, it was kind of like something straight from a horror movie.
Couldn't our Take On Me tangent have lasted another 30 seconds?
No.
Does anybody else have a different 80s one-hit wonder that they want to go over?
Not really. I mean, I was born after the 80s. Well, at the ass end of the 80s, anyway.
Thanks for playing. Thanks for playing. Thanks for playing. Thanks for playing. Thanks for playing, dudes and dudes.
Yeah, whatever. That is the sound of Ryan flicking the channel.
And that's the end of that chapter.
Oh, man.
Ay. It's painful when it's so repetitive. And there's not much to talk about after the first video. Like, we blew our load so early.
Yeah.
And that's why we tangent.
Yeah, that's what makes us what we
Well,
are.
you know, this game legitimately repeated itself on so many counts as the game went on. So
Again, like I said, when you see in the first 30 minutes is the entire fucking game. That's it. That's all she wrote.